I go to the races with Ashley and Daniel Hood, who's my crew chief, and I give an opinion on the kids driving, and I get beat up. It's just like, Grandpa, you did all that with us. Now we want to do it with our children.
We're with Brittany Force's father, John Force, who is still in the seat. You're still drag racing, aren't you, John?
Yep.
Is it tough to become Brittany Force's dad and not 16-timer anymore?
Nope. And what you said about funny cars, she's going to replace me. She just don't know it yet.
What did she say about funny cars for those that didn't see it?
Well, I think we set her on fire a few times. So she grew up in the dragsters, and she always liked them. You know, the king of speed. We call it the retirement era, where you go. I didn't say that. Somebody said that. I thought that was not
Don Garlis,
not funny.
and Don Prudhomme.
All my heroes. Yeah. I'm just trying to be funny.
Well, John, evidently you got your feelings hurt because I referred to her as her.
I've been insulted by the best. Trust me. Don't get my feelings hurt.
When you saw that Firebird was back on the schedule, did you say, I knew it was coming back, or holy?
I'm glad it's back. I'm really happy about it. I love this race. I've won here 7 or 8 times, and it's a good racetrack, and I love being here. We come out of California. It rained so hard last night you couldn't sleep, and I was dreading coming over here. I had my jacket on, had underwear, shirts, everything to keep me warm, and I step out in the sunshine, and that's Arizona. So it's a great place to live, but it's a great place to race.
John, you've made your inroads with other series. Of course, your daughter is married to an IndyCar driver, and of course, you've been able to hang out with Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt way back in the day. Why hasn't the NHRA been able to latch on to like an IndyCar race or a NASCAR race? Because you guys run at some of the same tracks. Wouldn't that be badass to have NHRA and one of those other series team up?
And they've talked about it, but NHRA, they do it their way, a nonprofit organization, and I can't ever speak for them. Wouldn't hurt if we did it at some of these tracks where they have both. You know what I'm saying? But IndyCars, and they have a light series, and then NASCAR, and they have the Infinity, and all of that, where drag racing has it all. Every design of cars, Top Fuel, Funny Car, Pro Bikes, Pro Mod, and then right down to what my grandchildren are racing, junior dragsters. Autumn will be in Gainesville driving. She moved up to Super Comp, and of course that's up to Robert what he wants to do, but I think she'll go to A Fuel next. I'm hoping she will, so we'll see where that goes. But right now she's got to put some laps in a Super Comp car, and she's done the junior dragsters. So, she's 19 years old. I didn't even realize it. Ashley had called me, and her mom, Adra, my daughter, had talked about why not look at Autumn in a car, but that's not my call. That's Robert Height's. And but I'd like to see it, but when that day comes, we'll see.
What do you mean that your 19-year-old granddaughter, it would not be your call? You are the team owner. I get it. Robert Height is the father, but you would have some sort of a say if she's fully ready.
Trust me. I go to the races with Ashley and Daniel Hood, who's my crew chief, and I give an opinion on the kids driving, and I get beat up. It's just like, Grandpa, you did all that with us. Now we want to do it with our children. So Robert would be the same way. And I got a quick little thing about 4-wide. We're at Vegas, and Ashley had won a trophy, won races. No, not Ashley. Her too, but Autumn had won, and Jacob had won a lot of them. He's 10 or 11 now, and then Noah was a year or two younger, and he never won a race, and all he says is, I'm gonna have a trophy in your museum, Grandpa. It's gonna go right up there with Ashley's and all of them and that's all he talked about. I want a trophy. So here we are at 4-wide. I remember standing on a start line. He goes, Grandpa, what are all those other lanes over there? And I said, well, you're gonna be racing 4-wide. Just focus on what you do. I won the inaugural 4-wide in Charlotte. Don't go out there and try to cut lights and see who's going in. Don't do none of that. Look at your light and step on the gas. So there we are, 10:30 at night, and they're staging. He's in the final, and this was unbelievable. and pulled up, put on his lights, stepped on it, won. And I'm walking down the track, and I walk back, and I'm very emotional. He finally got that trophy. And here comes Ashley, and they had towed back up the return road. Here comes Ashley. Dad, you better go there and talk to Noah. He's freaking out. I said, he won the race. He should freak out. No, he's really, I'm not making this up. It really happened, Brittany. I think you were there. and he's freaking out. And I went over, and I never heard the kid. Ashley teaches at the Catholic church, and her kids all go to the church, and I go there. And we all do. And I'm Lutheran. I shouldn't go there. But in the middle of it, I walked over. What's wrong, Noah? And he said, they gave me, and I'm going to bleep this out, they gave me a jacket and no trophy. And he was freaking. I said, no, and I never heard him cuss before, but he was mad. All I wanted was a trophy, and I won it, and they give me this jacket. I said, no, that's an honor to have a jacket. It's different. They ended up making him a trophy. So he got his trophy, and I got a jacket. But to see the love, that's why I love the sport so much.
No, but you think, okay, when are we going to start this interview? No, racing. The thing that endears racing, the sport in general, to its fans is the family atmosphere. And you exemplify that more than anybody else in any series. So yes, we love hearing stories about your family.
I like it. I was lost in the middle of when you ended up marrying my friend here. Like, how did that happen? This isn't for motorsports. This is just real talking, right? But next thing I know, you're married. Next thing you're holding a kid. I said, would you adopt a kid? And you said, no, my wife. What do you mean your wife? And then I've known you guys for years. I did one of my first shows out there in L.A. with you. Mm-hmm. I really got stupid that night, remember? Yeah. Talked about Subways when you were sponsored by another sandwich or something?
No. I'm going to set the record straight. You were at another place, and our sponsor was Blimpie at the time. And you knew you were at another place, yet you still said to us, hey, I'm here at a Blimpie supporting you guys because you guys support us and helping us to our championships. You specifically did us a massive solid. This was the year 2000, way back then. Thank you.
You're welcome. Can we start this interview now?
Let's finish it with this.
What are you going to do with that?
Nothing. Yeah. Nothing. It's for my daughter. How not to interview somebody.
Not to embarrass me in front of my daughter, to give me my few minutes up here, that I could see the look on your face. You didn't even want to do it. But that's okay. That's okay.
Not true.
But you know I love you. Come on, I'm joking.
1999 turned into 2000. I'm standing, I think it was West Palm Beach, that racetrack. It was you, Shirley Muldowney. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
No.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you
can't
remember the big deal was it went to
the circus guy they tried to turn over his trailer.
Yeah, that whole thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing you say Grandpa 23 years later. That just blows me away that back then I had no idea what I was going to be doing, or you'd be a freaking grandpa.
That was the I wrote a check that night.
Yes, you did.
For Shirley for winning. Mm-hmm. I said, whoever wins, and you don't even know why I did that, do you? But the promoter kind of left Dodge. He kind of disappeared. They were trying to turn his trailer over, and I got my money up front, and so did Paul Smith. I said, I'm not going all the way to Florida, but I realized in the final, Shirley and Gartlitz were running the final, and there was no money, but yet they were going out for the fans. It shows you how they are. They were going to go out there and race, knowing they weren't going to get paid. And I put up $10,000. I went up in the tire because I didn't think I was in cahoots with that guy. We got our money up front. But anyway, I gave part of the money. I got like 25 grand. I gave 10,000 back to him. So
Grandpa.
Yeah, and I'm proud of that. I love that. I love my grandkids. I love my daughters. I heard her say a lot of nice things about me, which I'm going to go out to the car and I'm going to say, did you really mean that, Brittany? And we're supposed to be talking racing here, Charlie. What happened?
Brother, thank you.
We talk about what we love, the kids and the fans. And you know what? What's really most important, that we've heard plugs here for NHRA. I don't plug sponsors. I got them all over my shirt. But we ought to say something about Mission Foods. That's very important because They're out there already. Whatever monies are in the buckets, we're promoting downtown at NBC or CBS this morning, doing shows early. And Caps will be out later in the afternoon. And kind of going back the direction we used to go. Charlie always had us in town. You know what I mean? But I think that's just because he wanted a drinking buddy. But we'd come in town and we'd party and we'd do radio from early in the morning till late at night and TV. And that's how we promoted the races. So I'm good to see that happening. And NHRA is doing it right. So I'm happy about that.
All right, we'll turn the camera on now. We'll start.
I'm
Ready?
ready.
Okay, ready?
Okay, back into race mode.
General Tire was born more than 100 years ago, right here in America. We've spent the last century tackling every kind of road this country has to offer, and especially the places without roads.
Turns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.